Hi, I'm Morgan McNaughton.
And I'm Sam Langan.
And welcome to Rotary Youth Exchange,
a terrific organization to promote better understanding and goodwill of foreign cultures.
As you can see, we both just got back from our exchanges, and they were great. When I arrived in my host country, I didn't know what to think, but I was ready to get started.
So let's get started. It's important to remember that you're representing your country, your family back home, and Rotary Youth Exchange during your trip.
Because of this, Rotary has what seems like a ton of rules and regulations, but you know what? They work. Let's go through them now.
Whatever country you're in, try to understand the way of life. Study and discuss its problems in order to get the most out of the program.
Don't be afraid to discuss social customs with your host family or your friends. You will soon learn their way of life and come to accept its different customs and traditions. Okay, so the first rules for the exchange are called the 4 Ds. We'll get them out of the way first.
The first D is drinking. There's no drinking allowed while on exchange. Your friends may invite you to a party or even offer you a drink, but don't do it. Politely say no thank you and call your family to take you home. The police could come to this party and you could be arrested for being there. You have to ask yourself if a drink is worth the cost of your exchange. However, your family may ask you to have a small drink as a family custom or tradition. That's okay. If you don't want to drink, politely say no thank you.
Second D, drugs. They are strictly forbidden unless prescribed by a doctor. If someone offers you drugs, just say no thanks and walk away. Any violation of this rule will cause your immediate termination in the program and you'll be sent home. You could also risk being arrested and put in jail.
The third D is driving. The rules of the exchange program prohibit you from driving any type of motorized vehicle while on exchange. This includes cars, motorcycles, tractors, motorboats, and any similar type of vehicle. The reason for this is your safety. There are lots of legal and insurance issues which can arise if a student is involved in an accident. This rule is strictly enforced, and any violation may result in being sent home immediately.
The fourth D is dating. Romantic attachments are not allowed during this exchange. Don't take this wrong, we're not against dating. We just want you to have a lot of friends and not get too attached to one person. This can also avoid heartbreak at the program's completion.
There's also another D. Don't do dumb things.
That's right. Things like smoking, getting tattoos, not attending school, downloading pornography, and independent travel.
Don't smoke. If you said that you didn't smoke on your application, don't smoke while on your exchange.
Don't get any tattoos or body piercings. The guideline is, you go home as you came.
Don't travel independently. Even if you just want to visit relatives a few hours away, independent travel is prohibited. If you insist on taking a trip by yourself, the only place you'll end up is back home.
Now let's talk about school and how to fit in. All students are expected to attend school. It is important to understand that this is an educational exchange, not a vacation. Rules are different from school to school, and exchange students are expected to conform to local custom. Beards, mustaches, and long hair for boys, and heavy makeup for girls might not be allowed.
The teachers and principals at your school will expect considerable respect from exchange students. They know your classes may be hard at first, but they expect you to try your best and do homework assignments just like your classmates. You'll find that if you try, teachers and friends will help you. The goal of this exchange is not just school, but to give you a better understanding of the culture too.
Being homesick is a common and natural part of the exchange, especially at the beginning. Even so, frequent emails and phone calls to your family and friends can make you more homesick. Limit emails and instant messaging to about 30 minutes per day. Phone calls to once a month. Think about it this way. The more you're on the internet or phone talking to friends overseas, the longer it'll take you to learn the language and culture of your new home. Spending too much time talking to people back home could prevent you from making more friends, and your host family is waiting to interact with you.
One of the things that I found that helped me to fit in at each family was to offer help in the kitchen at dinner time. It gave me a chance to talk to my host mom and tell her about my day at school.
Along the same lines, I had time to talk to my host dad as I helped him change the oil. You'd be surprised how much you can learn about your host families and their cultures with just these little conversations.
You may be asked to attend a religious service. See this as an opportunity to experience some more of the culture. If you feel uncomfortable with this, talk to your counselor. No matter what, try to become part of the family.
It's not unusual for a student to have 3 or 4 different host families throughout the course of this program. This will allow you to discover new ways of life and different families' values and traditions.
You may or may not have your own room, but you should show appreciation to the family for allowing you into their homes and lives.
By now, you've learned a lot about interacting with your host family, and we hope all your experiences with them are great. Still, there may be times when you feel like you don't fit in with the family. If you are experiencing a problem, discuss it with your host family first. If things aren't better after a few days, talk to your counselor. You should never speak negatively to your friends or other exchange students about any of your host families, even in chat rooms or blogs.
You'll be appointed a Rotary counselor on your exchange. Your counselor will probably want to meet with you 2 or 3 times a month outside Rotary meetings. Get to know your counselor well. They're there to help you with school, finances, personal problems, and any other issues that come up.
As part of the program, you are required to bring an emergency fund with you, as specified by your host Rotary district. Typically, this is between $250 and $500 US. The purpose of this money is to cover any emergencies that may arise, as well as the cost of major events like travel. The fund is not meant to be used for day-to-day costs, and if needed, your parents will be responsible for replenishing it during the course of the program.
The district committee will arrange several meetings for you to travel and meet other exchange students. Attendance at some of these events is considered mandatory. Another option for travel is to enroll in the Rotary-approved bus excursion. Before you sign up for this outing, you need permission from your host club and your parents. Contact your counselor for more information.
On a more serious note, we have to talk to you about a topic that will most likely never happen on your exchange: sexual abuse. If you think you've been sexually abused, tell somebody, like your counselor or a district chair. If nothing happens, keep telling them. Make them understand you're serious. Your district will provide you with an official list of people to contact if you feel you've been sexually abused. Here are a few definitions that you need to know.